Okay, so are you beginning to understand? Let me go ahead and read through this in relationship to 12 Dickinson. Dick equals phallus, seeding, birth, in relationship to the son, or the sons of God, in relationship to the fallen prince, Apollyon, who is the king over them, which is now Enki, which represents the symbolism for the serpent. Anyone after Enki is representative of these serpent kings. Just like you see in ancient Egypt, it's a serpent king descendancy symbolized with a pharaoh ship, just like in Mesoamerica, the Mayans, the Aztecs, Mixtecs, Zapotecs, and so forth were all involved in the same philosophy of these serpent gods. It all comes back to the same thing. 12 Dickinson is in relationship to the 12-strand DNA activation of mortal man to cause him to become immortal while he's still living in the flesh. It represents the 12 of the kingdom age, in which Revelation talks that there would be 12 tribes, or 12,000 of each of the 12 tribes of Israel, making 144,000 altogether that would be saved or exalted in the kingdom age. Now this represents the rising of the frequency, this 144,000. It also represents the breakdown and the understanding as another way to see this 12. The 12 Dick sons are now being led as Ephraim, which now has his royal descendancy from the ancient pharaohs of Egypt. In other words, the phallus, or the trail of the seeding of the Dick. But as we're talking about, the reproduction that they're trying to get to is when the sons of God of Genesis 6 actually bred with the daughters of man. That immediate progeny known as the Nephilim, or the demigods, the mighty men of old, the mighty men of renown, is this immediate genetic heritage that they're trying to reach. So the 12-strand DNA now represents Israel being led by a descendancy that can claim royalty directly from the phallus, or the origin of this 12-strand DNA. So it becomes the leader for the 12 tribes of Israel, which is another way to see this perspective. Newtown, meaning Newtown, Connecticut, well, they're trying to create a new man. The new man is going to be they themselves evolving towards the state of illumination. But it's also going to be the new man, which has never been seen before on earth, which will be this high spirit being that has rebelled and known as a fallen one, enters into the body of a man, and he will literally be the full manifestation of what a new man is. In other words, a new. A new is the chief god of the Sumerian pantheon. This Anu represents Lucifer's proclamation to exalt his kingdom within the material realm, and he has set forth a prince upon this earth, which is being further symbolized as Apollyon, which is now the king over the locust. Well, he's not the king over us until he rises from the abyss and enters into his material world, or our material world. And then in Job chapter 38, we find out that they do get their dominion. So his goal is to get dominion, and when he gets his dominion, that's when he's going to be recognized not only as a king over the locust, but he will be a king over the earth. So the new man in Newtown is the New World Order, which is all about Anu, which is all about the original goal or the original plan of the light bearer, Lucifer. Can you see all of that? So we're right on track. We're right on track with further code of the Sandy Hook. So now what we need to do is go to Hosea to really knock your socks off and to keep your attention right here for the next video. Let's read this. Ephraim, as I saw Tyrus, is planted in a pleasant place, but Ephraim shall bring forth his children to the murderer. Now what are we talking about with Sandy Hook? Children being murdered? I'll be back.